Okay, I think we're live. Let me do an audio check. Make sure it sounds good. Sounds good to me. So this is just an impromptu mid-afternoon live stream. Morally superior. And I got done. I was watching what's his name, Eggman's live stream. It's good that he does these, in the middle of the day, and he got like 100 viewers. Which is it's kind of surprising. You would think, he just came back. Wow, 100 viewers in the middle of the day, and that's cause for alarm. It's I like it. I'm a fan of his. He does good work, but it's a bit alarming that there are so many people seemingly not working. Okay, because I mosey on over to Special Books by Special Kids, and it's like every couple days they have a new release, they have a new update, they have a new superhero. The most recent one from a couple days ago, living with an altered chromosome, Pitt Hopkins syndrome. Now, I thought Dylan Klebold killed himself, in 1999, but apparently he did not, because this fellow, Jesse, is the name, diagnosed with Pitt Hopkins syndrome, a condition that alters his 18th chromosome. He's a perfect doppelganger for Dylan Klebold, so perhaps he could star in a recreation of the Basement Tapes. Although he is nonverbal, Jesse still communicates in many ways. And I see this juxtaposition. Okay, I see things, and it causes me to pause when I see these two things juxtaposed. Okay, we got 100 people on the live stream in the middle of the day, and yet we've got people who are going to need your tax dollars. Okay, Pitt Hopkins syndrome. This kid's got a fucked up 18th chromosome. Okay, that ain't free, people. Okay, you've heard there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Well, there ain't no such thing as a free fucked up 18th chromosome either. Okay, this individual is not able to ever work a day in his life, ever. So, I mean, don't even expect him to. Okay, the fact that you would even voice an objection to him collecting state bennies for the entirety of his life just shows what a monster you are, frankly. It shows that you're a monstrous human being, and I question whether you have a heart, because as we know, in today's society, defectives, handicapped people, right, those who are disabled, dysfunctional, defective, they are morally superior to the able-bodied. They are morally superior. Okay, there's a hierarchy in place. The people at the absolute bottom are the precocious people, the gifted people. They are the absolute bottom of the hierarchy. Then we have everybody else, the humdrum, able-bodied people, workaday Joes. But at the top, at the apex, are our priests, the priests of our state religion, the people who are the most morally superior to everybody else. And it would be people that, no, people just doesn't do them justice, does it? Um, the superheroes, really. He's Brock, the star. He's literally 1 in 50 million. Just like I said, go over to Special Books by Special Kids. Um, there was a recent one. What was the one? Um, the one that, oh yeah, I think it was the second most recent video. Some of these stars, uh, they don't even have a name for what these morally superior beings have. Uh, so when they interview the parents, as to what exactly is the malady, what exactly is be setting the little Dickens. Um, let's find it. I'm trying to find the exact quote. Second latest video. You can help me out, okay? You can play along. Where what's this guy? Chris Ulmer, is that his name? Chris Ulmer. He's such a good man. He's not quite as morally superior as the retards themselves, but he's like a bishop, okay? He's up there. He's up there toward the top. He's like a bishop or a cardinal. He's up there. He's not at the apex of the pyramid, but he's pretty far up there. He's way more moral than you or I, okay? Because he's dedicated his life. Now, I mean, the fact that he makes a shit ton of money doing this, don't pay any attention to, okay? He is a good human being. He's a better human being than I am because he interviews retards, okay? I'm trying to find this quote where the Jew father of Eli tries to explain that what is Eli's condition? Well, it's an unnamed, oh yeah, here it is, 752. As far, let me get the exact quote. He's, Eli, when the Jew asks, what is Eli's diagnosis? Eli has an undiagnosed disease, a genetic disease. He's a part of the not the UPN. The UPN brought you some fabulous broadcasting like Moesha and Sister Sister and Special Unit 2. The UDN, on the other hand, stands for the Undiagnosed Disease Network. Okay, they're close. They're close. I get them confused myself. The UPN brought us, wonderful programming like Sister Sister, but the UDN, he's part of the UDN, which is Undiagnosed Disease Network. As far as we know, he has something so rare that has yet to be discovered or named. Now that is moral superiority right there, people. I mean, you thought people with AIDS were morally superior. They have a name for that. It's called GRID, and then they named it HIV, AIDS. This little Dickens, he has something so rare they haven't even given it a name. It has yet to be discovered or named. Interestingly, somebody commented on this very video in one of my live streams, pointing out the fact that the mother, the female in this video, is quite attractive, and she's paired with a very pathetic, schlubby, ugly looking. I think he's Jewish, but white presenting male. Now that is moral superiority right there. And he has, I mean, we don't even have a name for what he has. We go by the symptoms. But nothing that would be an overarching diagnosis. Nothing that would be an overarching diagnosis. Your child is fucked up. Your child is irrevocably, permanently, forever fucked up. Your child is a mote in God's eye. Your child is a splinter in humanity's collective foot. Your child keeps putting his fist in his mouth. Well, he's probably trying to kill himself. But moral superiority, okay? Everybody in this chat, like I said, go, Eggman's chat, 100 people in the middle of the day. I mean, you're able-bodied enough to have the cognizance and the wherewithal to log in to an Eggman live stream. That proves to me you're not special. That proves to me you're morally inferior, okay? To be at the apex of this hierarchy, okay? You have to be so out of it, okay, either physically or mentally or both, that you would not be able to do such a thing. Okay, you would not be able to log into a live stream, okay, in the middle of the day. So it's concerning because, like I said, these little darlings, beacons of light, these beacons of light, they need they suck up a lot of resources. Okay, 24-hour a day nursing. Okay, that's like 2 or 3 shifts of nursing of nurses every single day. Um, that adds up, people. Okay, that adds up. And I don't. I get the feeling that some of you are kind of slacking out there. Okay, you're kind of not pulling your weight. You're kind of for lack of a better word, you're kind of shirking your moral duty. And you have to understand you're morally inferior because you're able-bodied. Do you understand that? That is the message I'm trying to emphasize here. That is what I'm trying to drive home. If you are able-bodied, okay, if you are if you have not been mentally adjudicated, you are morally inferior. Okay. And it is your duty to labor on the behalf of those who are morally superior to you. In this case, i.e., the retards. Okay. The retards. The retards are to occupy the throne, and you are to pull the plow like the little piggies that you are. You belong in the fields, okay, in the mud patch, okay? You belong in the pig pen, okay? When I was a child, there was a board game called Pen the Pig, and the object of the game was you would spin, what is it called? What is it? A flicker? What is it? The thing with you flick it and it spins around and it lands on something and it would tell you like how many segments of fence you got to put up. And the object of the game was to corral or fence in all of your pigs. They were plastic pigs on the board game. And when you had corralled or penned all of your pigs, you were to announce this fact. You were to trumpet this fact by oinking loudly. Okay, it was a board game for children. Okay, you're the piggies. Okay, you're the piggies. Okay, you have to work in the mud. Okay, you stay in the mud, and the retards occupy the throne. Okay, off-grid prosperity, short day at work, and you're back. I get the feeling. I get the feeling that you're shirking. Okay, those beacons of light over on Special Books by Special Kids, they're counting on you, and they've been led to believe the white man's always going to be there, okay, to pull the plow. And I kind of get the feeling, I mean, you were in Eggman's live stream, now you're in mine. Just how little work do you do? Okay, I mean, I'm getting concerned. I'm concerned because there ain't no such thing as a free lunch, and there ain't no such thing as a free fucked up 18th chromosome. And Pitt Hopkins syndrome is for life, brah. Okay, it's for life. There's no magic wand that I can. And why would you want to? Like if you could fix these kids, would you really want to? Because they're perfect the way they are. I mean, in a way, they're better than perfect because they're morally superior. Okay, I don't think we should be trying to fix these kids because there's nothing wrong with them. They're morally superior as is. Okay, they are up on the throne, and everybody in this chat, all the little piggies, you get to look up at those who are on the throne. You labor for them just like the slaves labored for Pharaoh. Pharaoh is up on the throne, and all the slaves get to pull the big blocks for the Pharaoh. Okay, the Pharaoh was at the top of the hierarchy back then in that system, and the tards are at the top of the pile in this system. Okay, you got tards to support. They're not your tards, but collectively they're our tards. Okay, they're ours. And don't ask what was it? Kennedy said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." I say 2018 version is, "Ask not what your tards can do for you. Ask what you can do for your tards." Okay, asking what can they contribute? That's such a Nazi way of thinking. Okay, what are you, a Nazi? A Nazi? Okay, fucking Nazis. Okay, putting euthanizing cripples and defectives. Why would you want to improve the genetic stock of your people? Okay, when you can just run it into the shitter. Okay, it's so much more beautiful. Like if you're a shepherd and you're told to watch over a flock of sheep, it makes sense to turn away and let wolves, you know, bite the throat out of your sheep. It makes sense to just let your sheep go wandering because, as a shepherd, like who said it's your job? I mean, that you're supposed to watch over a flock. Fuck it. Okay. Just let the wolves eat. Just okay. I'm getting distracted here. You people are really frustrating me. So many people in the live stream when you should be working. Okay. I hope it's your lunch break. I hope you're taking a late lunch break. Okay. I hope that's the excuse you people can offer up because uh you know 36 people in the afternoon. This ain't Mexico, so you're not taking siestas, so I don't know what you're doing. Middle of the day in here when you should be out there in the pig pen, okay? The tards, they sit up on the throne and they look down upon you, okay? They are they are the morally superior beings, okay, in today's society. Anybody who's able-bodied, and especially those who are, say, gifted, okay? Gifted, I say cursed, okay? The more talented you are, the more innately talented you are, you have a quick mind, whatever, you are morally inferior to the defectives, okay? Paternity leave, that's good. That's good. I hope I hope you're on paternity leave, but the baby's not yours. I mean, if the baby is yours and you're on paternity leave, it would be more it would be more delicious if you're on paternity leave, but it's not really your baby. That's you know. Let's see here. Getting distracted. People are. You bow to the tarred pharaoh every morning. Bow and scrape, and when you bow, you have to make sure that you have to make sure that you're bowing sufficiently deep. Okay, there's a whole system involved in how deeply you bow. Um, yeah, they scheduled you full time. They scheduled you full time. You'll be gone for good. Okay, you got tards to support. Okay, yeah, anything less than 80 hours a week is just pure laziness and selfishness. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. You're off for the weekend. Yeah, it sounds like you could squeeze in a part-time job there, Astro Sleuth. You could squeeze in a part-timer. Okay, what are you going to do with that weekend anyway? Okay, there are a lot of retards out there. Okay, you could stop shirking. Okay, you could squeeze in a part-timer. Okay, 10 hours a day, Saturday, Sunday. That's boom, boom. You're at 20 hours a week. Okay. Um, Satanic TFL. He is very high IQ. Um, that guy's mentioned things that I thought nobody else would even know about. One of his chats, he was talking about Zachariah Sitchin. Um, I mean, I read books on that when I was younger, but stuff that I wouldn't think other people would be aware of. And there's somebody there was some old video of him, and he was wearing a shirt, and it was this very rare band from the '60s called Coven, and they had an album called "Witchcraft Destroys Minds and Reaps Souls." Very obscure band. If you happen to come across that LP, it's probably worth a couple $1,000. But um, I mean, very obscure band. Weird that anybody would know of it, let alone have a shirt of it. But anyway, um, let's see. Yeah, 71 is too young to retire. You got at least 5 more years left in you. Exactly. That old mare is not ready to be sent to the glue factory quite yet. Okay, before we send that old mare to the rendering plant, I say he's got a few trips around the fields left in him. Okay, before we send that horse to the glue factory. Okay, he's got some. He can still pull the plow. But anyway, it's cause for concern is all I'm saying. Okay, I just hope in earnest that you guys are just taking a break, and you're getting back to your 80-hour work weeks, because those beacons of light that serve to guide us, uh, they they require sustenance. Okay, and like I said, you are morally inferior. It doesn't take much to keep the morally inferior masses alive. Okay, just throw you some water, some beer, some bread, and you're good to keep pulling those big 100-ton stones for Pharaoh. Okay, that's all you have to do. Just feed them some bread, give them some water, and they can toil 12, 16 hours a day underneath the blistering sun, pulling those megalithic blocks into place for the pharaoh. Okay, so you don't require much. It's good. The morally inferior the morally inferior people out there, they don't require much. The morally superior beings do. They require kind of 24-hour, around the clock care, a specialist, special medical intervention. They have to, have certain things administered, otherwise they die suddenly and abruptly. um, they're teetering on the knife's edge. Okay, that's that's what it's like riding the tiger. If you're a morally superior being, that's what you're doing. You're living on that knife edge. Okay, so some of these kids, they stop breathing at night, shit like that. you know they're shoving their fist in their mouth, then they can choke on that. you know and you have to restrain them, tie them down with put them in a padded room, tie them down with some rubber straps, um so that we don't want to lose any of our beacons of light. Okay, they really act as lighthouses, and we're lost vessels. And if it weren't for these beacons of light, we would end up dashed on the rocks of moral ambiguity. Okay, that's a labored metaphor, but you get what I'm trying to say. These tards, they stand like lighthouses on the coast of morality. Okay, contribute. Yeah, exactly. You have to compete, piggies. You have to compete for the truffles. Okay, you have to compete for who pulls the plow fastest, who pulls it the most in the field. Okay, that's what the piggies have to do. Okay, so when the piggies like to brag about how many hours they worked, how much they paid in taxes, you're trying to prove that you're better than other people, that you're more moral because you've labored more on behalf of those who are your moral superiors. In this case, the retards who sit at the throne, and you, way down the hierarchy, you maybe can ascend. If you get crippled, if you get maimed, okay, maybe a dog attacks you and you're no longer able to work. Physical, okay, you can slide a little bit up, okay, but you're never really going to ascend to the throne. Okay, the people who ascend to the throne, they do so at birth. Okay, they're born with a missing chromosome, or they're born XXXXYYY. That's how they're born. Okay, they're gifts from birth. Okay, so unfortunately, you know there's a little bit of wiggle room in the caste system, but you're never going to ascend to the level that these beings are at. Okay, so I do like to see people compete. Okay, it's good. Who contributes more? Who contributes more? Exactly. Everybody in this chat, you are morally inferior. Okay, by the very fact that you have the wherewithal and the cognizance to manage to log into a chat room. or a live stream. Okay, so you can't claim you've got a impacted chromosome or a you know an additional chromosome or a missing one, but you can compete as to who provides more succor. Okay, to the morally superior beings, the tards, the defectives, the fuck ups. Okay, so you're right. I like to see this oinking and squealing going on in the chat here. Some Hoka contributes more to society, more to his betters, the tards who sit on the throne, okay, than Alex does. He does. Alex is all talk. Exactly. I'm a morally inferior person even by the standards of this chat room. Okay. I don't I'm not pulling the plow, and that's bad. I should be flogged and whipped mercilessly for that because I am not providing succor to the morally superior beings, the bringers of light. That's really what they are. They're beacons of light. Okay, they guide us. Okay, they teach us so much about life and humility and what it means to be human. It's interesting that those who are bereft of any traits that would characterize one as human teach us about what it means to be human. One might say it's paradoxical, it's ironic that beings born without a fucking brain teach us what it means to be human. It takes a rock with googly eyes glued on it to teach us what it means to be human. Now, that's interesting. One would think you would have to learn what it means to be human from a very well educated, very wise, philosophical sage. But no, a rock with googly eyes, a paperweight, a literal paperweight, is what teaches us what it means to be human. So let's go through these comments here. Exactly. I don't want to see any of you piggies rounding up on your timesheets. Okay. The commute time is not included. Lunch is not included. Make sure you clock out. Exactly. It's like Homer Hickam, October Sky, when the coal miners are going down. They punch in, punch out. That mechanical system in the 50s can't be. Don't be bending the numbers. The tards will know. Okay. Those who sit on the throne, they will know. Let's see here. We're getting caught up here. Yeah, sitting in traffic is like recreational time. Okay, you can't include that. That's your fun time. That's fun time for piggies. Yeah, you listen to NPR. Listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Did you listen to The Wise Black Man? I hope you did. He's just so full of wisdom. So much more enlightened than I could ever hope to be. Wise Black Man. Shit. Uh, yeah, the less brain matter you have, the more morally superior you are. Yeah. Some people like to call these tards brainlets. They don't get it. Okay, they just don't get it. They don't understand morality. They don't understand how the system works. Um, just like I said, I can't give credit enough to this guy, Chris. What's his name? Chris Ulmer, the smarmy Jew, the Jew in the red suspenders, over on Special Books by Special Kids. Like I said, he's more moral than you or I. He's ascending. Okay, he is rising. The Tards have risen. He is rising. He's never going to be at the level of the Tards, but he's like a disciple of the Tards. He's like an acolyte. He's up there. Okay. Um, they're just like I said. I can't. Oh, gosh, this guy has done so much for the world. Oh, it's breathtaking. You know, he shows us who our moral betters are. My friend with Diprosopus sounds like a dinosaur, right? Sounds like the dinosaur that spit venom in Jurassic Park. My friend with Diprosopus. Man, I can't even pronounce this. Diprosopus. Two faces. He's born with two faces. Um, this is the stuff. Again, this is you would never know if it weren't for the work of the Jew in the red suspenders. You would not know why you're toiling. Okay, you would not know why you're pulling that plow, why you're yoked to the plow, why you're pulling and pulling, and your little hooves are trying to gain traction in the mud, and you're pulling that plow. You wouldn't know why you're doing that if it weren't for the work of Chris Ulmer. Okay, your little piggy tail would just be curled up in the air, and your little piggy hooves, you'd be stuck in the mud, and you wouldn't know why you were doing it. The work that he does through this magnificent channel, it makes everything so clear. Okay, you were caught in a fog. Okay, all of these morally inferior people, they were just trapped in a fog, and he lifted that fog. Okay, he allows you to see why you toil, and he allows you to see the fruits of your labor. Okay, you thought, it was just being pissed away or something. You thought 40% of your time, 40% of your taxes were just being pissed away. 40% of your income collected as taxes were being frittered away pointlessly. Maybe on arms sales to Saudi Arabia or Israel or things like that. When you go on My Friend with Two Faces, and you get to learn about the lighthouse, the source of light, Trey, born with diprosopis. He may look different on the outside, but he still likes to make friends, just like most people. He teaches us what it means to be human. Okay. And I love the introduction to Special Books by Special Kids, where they teach us what is the message. No matter how does it go? They have a mantra. Join me as I travel around the world. This is the Jew in the red suspenders. Um, Join me as I travel around the world and interview individuals living with a condition to prove that no matter how you communicate or what obstacles you face, you're always deserving of love and acceptance. Okay? I want to emphasize that. You're always deserving of love and acceptance, unless you're a fascist, unless you're a nationalist, unless you're a Nazi. And in which case you can fuck off and die, right? In that case, we'll incinerate you. Don't be an imperialist. Don't be an evil Japanese fascist. If you are, you're not worthy of acceptance and love. In that case, you're worthy of incineration and nuking. Okay, don't believe in ethno-nationalism like the Germans in the 30s. If you try to consolidate all of these territories like the Sudetenland and um, Austria and the Anschluss, and you try to live inside an ethno state, we're going to wipe you off the planet. We're going to wipe you off the face of the earth. That's what we're going to do. You're always deserving of love and acceptance, okay? But only if you're a bringer of light, if you're a source of light. Retards on the throne. Like I said, they're morally superior. Okay, morally superior. I can't. That is the whole point of this. They are high. They are morally superior. That's the only way I can put that. Um, they teach us so much. They teach us so much. That's all I can say. Everybody in this chat, like I said, you can contribute in a small, teensy tiny way by providing nourishment to your moral superiors. Okay, nourishment vis-a-vis your taxes. Okay, now you're not directly providing, and that's, you wish you could be. an attendant or a guardian, or a caretaker or a caregiver to one of the morally superior beings. That's very unlikely. Okay, only a select few are allowed to be in such close contact with the morally superior beings on the throne. You can do it just sort of in an ersatz indirect way through your taxes. So I implore you to toil. Okay, work hard, 80 hours a week, overtime, part-time job, whatever it takes, people, because that's the only way it's sort of like this, like you're it's like going to a concert or some sporting event, and you have like really bad tickets. You're up in the nosebleed section, and it's like you got to bring binoculars to see who's on stage. It's just two little blurry objects on stage. You can't see what's going on. That's what it's like. You're toiling in the mud patch, you're toiling in the fields, way far removed from the throne. But that's the beauty of special books by special kids. They sort of that channel acts like a pair of binoculars for you to see why you're toiling. You can sort of change the magnification, you can zoom in and you can see why you spend 10 or 12 hours a day laboring, okay? Um Exactly. This is so inspirational. Gosh, guys, this is so inspirational. Chris, you are the main reason as to why I want to become a child psychologist one day. I love to speak with children and people with conditions to see how they view the world differently than ours. Again, yes, so inspirational. I can't tip my fedora enough to this guy. Chris Ulmer. Oh, such a mensch, a mensch among mensch. Um, I mean, do you see how beautiful his eyes are? Okay, I could get lost in those dreamy baby blues all day. Such an honest face too. No duplicity in it at all. It's like the first time I heard the Beatles. So transcendent. Oh, blue marbles. Just we're on this little blue marble, and I'm getting lost in Chris Ulmer's baby blue marbles. Such a morally superior mensch. In one window, I have special books by special kids open, and then in another, I have somebody they sent a link to me. Nazi treatment of handicapped and euthanasia. Such a horrible time. I'm glad we've made progress. I'm glad we're more enlightened. I'm glad we saw the error of our ways. It's such a bizarre system. To think that they would they would euthanize people who could not contribute. That's weird. Like, why would you do that? That's the opposite of what it should be like. We should subsidize the creation of more defectives and more retarded, and the able-bodied people should be yoked to the plow, and they should labor for the defectives. Okay, I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, I don't know what those Germans were thinking in the 30s. That's just bizarre. It's like backwards. Why would you get rid of these people? Okay, you should be trying to create more of them. Crazy Germans. Yeah, I'm just glad, people. I'm glad the good guys won. I'm glad, humanity got its heads straightened out. It's sort of, things got a little bit crazy, a little bit out of control in the 30s and 40s, but I'm glad, you know, humanity's back on the wagon, sober, clear-headed, thinking straight, and everything is as it should be in the world, with the retards on the throne, the defectives on the throne, and the able-bodied people in the fields pulling the plow 80 hours a week. Okay, that's as it should be. That's as things were intended. Okay, so phew, things got a little dicey there, but everything's good now. Everything's good. Sweet Sophia, never underestimate her. Coming up on 9 million views. 9 million views in 1 month. Let's just put this here. Yeah, sweet Sophia. There you go. Just you need to understand. Because I won't pretend to understand your position. People. Some of you may be in retail. Some of you may be I say deckhands or stockers or warehouse forklift operators. I don't know, whatever you're doing. Okay, I won't presume to know what you're doing, but safe to say you're morally inferior. Okay, you're able-bodied. You have not been mentally adjudicated. So I just want you to. I just want to show you. Like those videos, like why that they would show like to soldiers before they got dumped, in a foreign land to fight, the Germans or the Japanese. Why you fight? Why we fight? Well, some of you, you may start to question why are you laboring? And for any of you naysayers out there, for any of you people who ever start to question, you know, why you're working when you have no family, no hope of a family, no chance of companionship or a woman in your life or anything, I want to show you why, okay? And it's for the morally superior beings in our society, okay? Sweet Sophia, never underestimate her, okay? Um, this is what a morally superior being looks like, okay? I want you to gaze long and hard at that video, okay, Sweet Sophia. I want you to understand what a morally superior being looks like, okay? It's important. It's important. Let's see here. You using that big white noggin of yours, off-grid prosperity? That big white noggin, big swollen white noggin. Somebody says they predict my untimely demise, but why would I do that? Okay, that would make me an even more morally inferior person because I'm here to labor. Okay, I've got hopefully many years and decades worth of opportunity to toil for the morally superior beings in our society. Okay, why would I want to shirk my duty as an able-bodied white man? Why would I want to do that? That'd be a really shitty thing to do. Okay, very selfish, very selfish. Why can't you think of your betters, the morally superior beings in society? Yeah, the government doesn't give money for able-bodied, intelligent males. Why would they? That wouldn't make sense. What do you? Again, you're talking like a German in the 30s. Okay, subsidizing healthy healthy people, trying to improve the health of the stock. Why would you do that? Okay, that's such a weird way of viewing the world. Okay, just get out of here. That stuff was. I think we dispelled, you know, any thoughts like that. 75 years ago. Okay, we got back on track. Okay, we got back on track. Things are all things are as they should be. Okay, with like I said, Sweet Sophia's on the throne, and all the piggies are in the fields. Um, it's not dark web shit. It's right here on YouTube. I'm seeing a lot of German in this conversation, and it's making the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Okay, my spidey sense is tingling, and I don't like it. Trying to improve the health of your people. Ugh. Okay, again, we need to subsidize the creation of more morally superior beings. Okay, and we're doing that. Okay, but I can't thank Chris Homer enough for the magnificent work he does. Special books by special kids. I mean, you people would be lost. You wouldn't know why you're working, would you? You'd just be doing it without understanding why. This provides a glimpse into, the fruits of your labor. Fuck the Saturn V rocket. Fuck putting a man on the moon. This is just so much more moral, okay? Why would you want your tax dollars to go towards space exploration when you could subsidize the prolonged existence of such a mortally superior being? I mean, this is, you know, my goodness, so much this, especially Sweet Sophia, 9 million views. I mean, is that kind of indicates this being can teach us a lot about what it means to be human. Okay, it's almost hypnotic. I go into a trance watching this video. Um, yeah, I don't want anybody in here living off of SSI. Um, why have just one job when you can have two or three? Okay, that's the millennial spirit. The millennial spirit of the gig economy. Okay, the gig economy. You have like your one full-time job, and then you work a couple part-time gigs, maybe at Uber in your spare time. Okay, you do the Uber thing whenever you got some free time. Anything that can provide nourishment to, you know uh, the morally superior beings, like what we see on Special Books by Special Kids. Okay, just pick up a couple part-time gigs, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Just stay busy. It's important. You don't want to start like thinking about stuff. Uh, yeah, yeah, well, exactly. We need the smartest people working for minimum wage. That's what we should have. Okay, big white noggins. Okay, put them to use. But I don't know. Did I get my fix? It's once every week is just not enough by Special Books by Special Kids. They got some classics, but you know, it's just such an inspirational channel. A relationship with now I'm just recycling. I've already covered this. A relationship with 40 identities. Lovers with dissociative identity disorder. Like I said, sometimes these people are not physically gifted. It's more psychologically they're gifted. But yeah, just look what you're fighting for. Just look why you're toiling. Okay, Max and Scarlett are both diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder and are dating. Together, they have over 40 identities. This is their story. The Special Victims Unit. This is their story. And I like reading the comments too, because reading the comments gives me hope for humanity. I go through the comments and I like uh, seeing things like, this disorder isn't something that I fully understand, but I find it extremely interesting. Thank you, Chris, for sharing our story. Max and I are really happy with how the video came out. Okay. I learned a lot from Max and Scarlett. See, these people they're so much wiser than you little brainlets, teeny tiny brainlets. Okay, you think like you can measure somebody's worth by an IQ test or something? No, I learned a lot from Max and Scarlett. My biggest takeaway from this video was a reminder that even if I don't understand something, it is my responsibility to be sympathetic towards people who are different than me and let them live their lives as they wish. Boom. Okay, it is my responsibility to be sympathetic towards people who are different than me and let them live their lives as they wish. 913 upvotes. Okay. Third comment from the top. Check it out. Okay. Do I have to say it again? It is my responsibility. Exactly. It is your responsibility. Okay. You have to be sympathetic. Okay. And if you're not, you're shirking your responsibility. And you have to let others live the lives that they wish. Unless they're Germans and they're trying to, live in an ethno state. In that case, no. No, we will not allow that to happen. In that case, we're going to firebomb your cities. We're going to send millions of your men to die in labor camps in Siberia, and we're going to rape your women between the ages of 7 and 70. They're all going to be raped. Okay? Or if you're Japanese and your islands have no resources and you're trying to expand into China and Manchuria and Korea, no, no, we will not allow that. Okay? No. Okay? Same thing if you're oh, Muammar Gaddafi, and you want to have, nationalism in your country for your people, you're going to be brutally, publicly executed in a humiliating fashion. You'll be sodomized with a lead pipe up the ass. So, no, okay? No. It is my responsibility to be sympathetic towards people who are different than me and let them live their lives as they wish. Okay? You have to be tolerant people, unless they're German or Japanese, in which case they deserve to be incinerated. Okay? You understand that? It's live and let live, unless unless you think differently. Unless you think differently. You have to carry the wounded, exactly. And you don't just carry them, you hold them high on your shoulders, okay? I don't like this image, carrying the wounded. That sounds like you're pulling them, through the mud. No, no, no. You lift them high. You carry them on the throne, okay? Like a hedonism bot. You carry them on your shoulders, okay? Because that's where they deserve to be higher than you. They are higher than you, morally speaking. Uh Yeah, this is I hope you're gonna feel energized at work tomorrow. It's invigorating. It's like taking a cold shower. Yeah, emotional IQ. Yeah, little mentals, little brainlets with your IQs. Okay, yeah, EQ, pump the EQ. Okay, equalizer. Okay, it's all about the bass. Pop the EQ. In the words of Vanilla Ice, pop the EQ. EQ trumps IQ all day, every day, baby. My Jewish psychiatrist told me that exactly. Fuck IQ. Fuck it. Get fucked. Fuck you. EQ trumps IQ. EQ greater than IQ. Uh, yeah, I mean, just such a good, yeah. You have to know what your responsibilities in life are, you little piggies. Okay, you need to know what you're supposed to be doing. It is your responsibility to be sympathetic. And I don't get the feeling that people in this chat are sympathetic enough to retards. Okay. Okay. I'm not getting that feeling. Okay. I think you could be more sympathetic. Okay. Uh, you really, you could stand to be a bit more sympathetic. Okay. I really think so. Uh, Yeah, I need to stop taking these down, and I need to start pulling the plow. I agree. I feel very dirty. Okay. I feel just like I need to confess my sins to the priest and beg forgiveness for not pulling the plow on behalf of the retards. Okay, I feel just it's dirty. It's like I haven't showered in a week. Okay, it's ooh. Okay, I feel such guilt. I'm racked with guilt that these retards, I could be providing something for them. I could be providing something for them, and I'm not. Like, what's wrong with me that I'm not working harder? Okay. Well, what are these videos? Let me look at them. This is the best one, I think. 35 inches tall, 25 years old, and one humongous personality. The family that adopted, well, six blind children, 40 identities. Uh, no, Chris is too good for that. Okay, those baby blues. You think I could debate Chris Ulmer with those baby blue eyes? Come on, come on. I have ugly little pig brown eyes. Okay, I could not debate Chris Ulmer. Okay, I'd be bewitched. I'd be bewitched by those baby blues. Okay, I have squinty little pig eyes. Okay, he has big anime eyes. Okay, exactly. Go back to work. Go back to work, piggy. It will occupy your mind. Exactly. What are you doing with that big white noggin of yours? It's like having thoughts, like free range thoughts. You're not a free range piggy. Okay, you're not. You're not a free range piggy. You're a cage kept piggy. Okay, nobody wants to pay the extra premium for free range. Okay, nobody's going to pay that shit. You're cage kept. Shove you big butterballs in a cage. Pump you full of hormones. Pump you full of estrogen. Antibiotics work great. Yeah, yeah, Chris is right. Yeah, he's such a wonderful person. Uh, no, come on, don't say it ain't so. Off grid prosperity. You found a video where Chris Ulmer looks miserable and is staring past the tard. Come on, he must have been having an off day. He must have been having a stomach ache or something, a tummy ache. Tummy ache. Okay, don't tell me he was looking past the tard. One does not look past the tard. One gazes up in adoration at the tard. One does not gaze past the tard. You gaze up in you're mesmerized by the tard. Okay, you do not gaze Ashley's life with nigger syndrome. I have I have a feeling I know what nigger syndrome's all about. Getting tired of dealing with nigger syndrome too. Oh, he looks a bit testy. Because he had to fix his own camera. He didn't have his camera crew with him. Okay, why should again? He's a morally superior being. He shouldn't have to be setting up cameras and microphones. Okay, that's what the people behind the scenes are for. Why was he having with those baby blues? Why was he having to set up his own camera? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Fucking zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, I can feel the seething resentment just smoke just coming off of him. All right, so what does she have? Nigger syndrome. Looks like she got punched in the face, got stung in the face by 1,000 bees. Face that got stung by 1,000 bees. How would you describe nigger syndrome? It hurts. It really hurts. As the days go by, you get to where you can really tell yourself you're okay. Yeah, he looks unimpressed. He was expecting squid in a jar. He was expecting an octopus. He was expecting pet rock with googly eyes, and unfortunately, this character is not morally. Is this character is insufficiently moral. Just having nigger syndrome, it doesn't make you a moral person. She seems that this being is too conversant, seems to be able to put words together and formulate a cogent thought. So I think Chris Ulmer here is he sees that this is fraud. This is fraudulent. This is a false idol right here. This is a false idol, and Chris Ulmer sees right through it. Yeah, he's seeing through it. He's not looking past the tard because there is no tard in this room. Okay, he sniffed out the insincerity. Okay, he sniffed it out. Good on him. Yeah, it he's staring past her fraudulent, just her insincerity. She's too with it to be a tard. Okay, she's just, her face is a bit mangled. That doesn't cut it. Yeah, he's disappointed. He's crestfallen. He's like, bitch, you lying? You're a fraud. I came out all the way to wherever the fuck you live, and I'm disappointed. I was expecting a squid in a jar, and you're you're a little bit mangled, but you're you're mentally sound, and that's disappointing. That's disappointing. That she wasn't fucked up even more. Yeah, yeah. He looks like something did not agree with him. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. Anyway, I look like Rowdy Piper. No, I do fancy a mullet. Fake tard, retard alert. Except he can't. Chris Ulmer can't ring the bell for this one. No retard alert here. Anyway, I've been going long enough. 61 minutes on the nose, 1 hour. Good time to end it. 1 hour. 1 hour is good. Back to work, piggies. Keep your eye on the prize and know why you fight.